Angel Summoner and BMX Bandit is a sketch from the Mitchell and Webb show. They're a crime-fighting duo, oh yeah. One can summon angels, and the other rides BMX. It's one of my favourite sketches, so when the theme for Ludum Dare 55 was announced as summoning, I was immediately drawn to it. I figured no one else would be making a game based off it, so it could stand out, and if I'm lucky, be quite funny. I came up with the idea fairly quickly. The game would be a physics-based platformer, where the BMX Bandit has to get to an objective, such as rescue a hostage or take down a big baddie. But you wouldn't have direct control over him. Instead, you'll be controlling the Angel Summoner, assisting the BMX Bandit on his mission. You'll have a number of angelic powers to help him get to his goal, such as boosting his speed or calling in an angelic horde to save him from a group of baddies. If you think you can save the BMX Bandit, then leave the video a like and let's get into the game development details. To make this game, I needed 3 major mechanics. First, cycling. Second, the powers. And third, obstacles to get in your way. I spent much of the first day trying to work out how I can make cycling mechanics in Godot. There is a wonderful 2D physics test project in the asset library that I played around with to get an understanding of physics in the engine. I put together a simple scene to experiment with this, but wasn't making much progress. I then found a fantastic tutorial by Lucy Lavand for recreating hill climb racing, link in the video description. The bike is made up of a number of rigid bodies connected with pin joints. Each wheel can have a force applied to it in order to move the bike. Applying torque to the back wheel moves the bike forward, just like pedaling on a real bike. So to control the bike, I use a raycast to check if the bike is on the ground, and then apply torque to the back wheel in order to move it forward. Next, the angelic powers. I was unsure what I can make or how they'd be useful in the game, but I knew I needed an angelic horde because that comes directly from the sketch, and something along the lines of flying. For the angelic horde, I made it so all physics objects within range would shoot into the air with an applied force, clearing the way for the bike. This meant adding some basic boxes to get in your way. For the flying power, I figured flying itself would be too powerful. However, a short boost to your jump height and speed could be just as thematic. Similar to the angelic horde, I created an area that when the bike hit, it would apply a force to jump into the air. This worked out nicely, so I played around with it some more to also create speed up and slow down powers. With these powers in place, I hooked them up to keyboard controls and a cooldown timer with on-screen buttons and UI. This not only helps you know when you can use a power again, but also makes it compatible with mobile, which I learnt was important in the last GMTK game jam. The last mechanic I needed was obstacles. I had already added boxes when doing the angelic horde power, but I wanted something more. I wanted to create something dangerous that if you hit it, it would kill you and make you reset the level. So I added spikes. As soon as you hit the spikes, your bike will fall apart and you'll have to reset. I did this by turning off the pin joints between the bike and its wheels and disabling all powers until you reset. The last obstacle I created was a bad guy. He has a gun that he points at the bike and shoots when in range. If you're hit, then your bike falls apart. However, if you hit him, he falls over, meaning it's a race to hit him before he hits you. Finally, to end the first day, I made sure that the angelic horde power also destroys spikes and topples bad guys, as they're way bigger obstacles than simple boxes. Going into the second day, I felt pretty good because I had all the mechanics in place. I just needed to polish it off with some art, level and some sounds. It has been a while since I last did any pixel art, so I felt really rusty and my first attempt to draw the Angel Summoner fell apart very quickly. I disliked the colour palette I had, felt the proportions were completely wrong, and couldn't imagine making anything else like it. So I scrapped it in order to create a smaller concept piece first. Starting again like this can be hard, especially during game jams because there's a lot of time pressure. But sometimes you've got to recognise when something isn't working and start again. Otherwise you'll spend more time on the thing that doesn't work than actually finishing your game. Even though I wasn't super keen on my concept art, it felt consistent, so I worked on creating final versions to go into the game. I made the BMX Bandit and Angel Summoner. I made obstacles including the enemy, spikes and boxes, as well as various level components like sky and ground. Once it was in game, it actually felt pretty good seeing it all together and moving around. Moving on to the level design. As suggested by Lucy Lavand's hill climb tutorial, I used the SmartShape 2D plugin to create the level. Similar to the static Godot scenes I was using to test, SmartShape draws its polygons with a texture. This made making the level a really simple process of drawing the shape of the level and placing obstacles in the player's way. To finish the level, I created a starting area with key game information and a finish line as I didn't have time to make hostages or big baddies. In the end, the level is quite hard to complete as it's long and it has a lot of obstacles, but I'm pretty sure it's doable. Either way, players will have a lot of fun trying, as I certainly did. If you managed to complete it, then let me know in the comments below. Finally, to finish off the game, I needed sound. I went to opengameart.org for some sound and music which has been playing in the background, and this gave the game a great upbeat feeling, perfect for the mood I wanted. I also went through the sketch to look for fun voice lines I could add. I recorded myself as the characters, pitch shifted my voice, and chose a random line to say whenever you do something in game.
I can do this!
This all came together to make quite a cheerful, funny yet challenging game, which I feel fits the theme of the original sketch quite well. It's been a while since the jam finished, and as I make this video, we're still in the ratings period. I've been receiving some fantastic feedback, although I doubt I'll get enough ratings in the end. It is not so important to me, but it'd be nice to see what people thought of the game, especially in terms of fun and humour. I think those are the categories the game does quite well in, so we'll see. Maybe I should play a few more games to bump up my karma. Thank you to everybody that's played the game, and if you haven't tried it yet and you want a bit of a laugh, check it out in the video description. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video for Ludum Dare 55. Subscribe for more great game development content like this devlog about the GMTK Game Jam where I created a unique puzzle game. Thanks for watching, goodbye.